Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Jamie Dawn, your professional psychic advisor, success coach, evolutionary, revolutionary. And I am excited to bring you this video on Monday, March the 2nd, 2020. And every time I timestamp these videos, it takes me back for just a moment to go, wow, are we really that far into the year? Yeah, we really are. I keep saying that, but anyways, what I want to just remind everyone, hopefully you can find me, jamiedawn.com, as well as one2listen.com. And I'm so grateful to be able to sit down with you and go over whatever is being stirred up for you, what you might need support with, anything of that nature. And of course, I love using the language of astrology as well as the psychic intuitive gifts and my coaching. So it's really very customized for you and in that moment. So super grateful for all of you. And my heart is really full of gratitude, more so than ever, as we know life can be very short. And I learned recently that last week there was somebody who has played a big role in my life, in my business world, and they were taken suddenly in an accident. So I just want to dedicate this video for the end of suffering for him as well as his family. And Jeff, may your soul continue to soar, and you are very missed. He was an artist, a poet, an incredible web designer, and just an incredible human being. So thank you for indulging me for just a moment in that. Now let's talk about what else is happening. I'm going to address a couple of things in this video, and I will get to the energetics of the week like I normally do. But one of the things that's up for us and as a collective is, of course, the coronavirus. And I want to try and address this in a way that allows you to be empowered and not make decisions out of fear, but do it in a way that is responsible, and meaning that you're able to respond to the situation. And at the end of the day, guys, it's important that you trust yourself. When you're making your decisions about, do I fly, do I not, do I travel here, do I not, do I even step out of my house, just understand that your body doesn't lie, and it will tell you. And you don't need to go into a place of complete and utter fear around it where you just don't live life. And so please trust yourself. Keep in mind too that this can be cyclical. So once the change of the seasons happens, it's very possible that this thing will finally, I don't want to say go away, but it will at least find rest. The other thing too that I just want to say is that in the middle of all of this, we have each other. So let's continue to support each other in any way that we can. So with that all being said, I'm reminded of this amazing Capricorn energy that this year, this theme of the year has had for us and will continue. We've got Mars in Capricorn, Saturn and Pluto are still in Capricorn, Jupiter's in Capricorn, and Saturn is still in Capricorn until it dips its toe into Aquarius later this month. And so what all of this is a great reminder that we must continue to operate our lives with integrity, with not achieving success for the sake of success. I call myself a success coach, not because I'm trying to get people to work towards success in the goal-oriented sense, but to be able to have success in their lives that is because it's in alignment with their values. And what is our values? Most of us will say at the highest level of value is something like peace and integrity and honesty and happiness and joy. So as we're working towards that, all the material things, because Capricorn's an earthy, physical sign, all these material things do not necessarily spell success. They may be an expression of success to me, or what I may consider to be success, but it will be different for you. And so it's important that we, as we continue to look at the lens in which we view the world, in which we view each other and how we interact with each other, that we're acting based on our values. And it's going to become even more succinct and more potent as Venus moves out of Aries in the next 2 days and gets into her home sign of Taurus on Wednesday. And Venus loves being in Taurus. She likes being at home there. And she wants to be fed and nurtured, and she wants to have the comforts that are provided for her when she's in Taurus. And I feel too that what we're going to find is Venus attracts to us not just relationships and financial things, but also what we value. And so those are going to become super heightened, and our values are going to give us comfort. So when you're making a decision about a relationship or about how you respond to a situation, or making a financial decision, because yes, Mercury is still retrograde, but life is still happening. We still have decisions to make. So combination of things. Mercury will move back into Aquarius also this week. So our minds are going to be super active, even though when Mercury's retrograde, it's more active internally. So our circus monkeys may be going off and flying around. So Venus is going to be active with Taurus. And so when we're having all of these thoughts going on and decisions to make, the invitation is to continue to line up our decisions and actions with our values. And what that will do is it will attract to us others and situations that are in alignment with our values. And if they're not, then what will we find? Most likely we will be uncomfortable. We may worry. We may create situations where we could feel fearful or just really disconnected from our truth. And I think that's the other thing that we want to continue to work with this week is, where is the truth right in this moment for me? Because truth and facts, they change, right? But we tend to base our mental models off of what we believe to be true in this moment and for ourselves. And so as we continue to navigate the week, it's going to be really important that when we make decisions, we're in alignment with what is true for us. So circling back to the beginning where I was talking about the coronavirus, or I was talking about how life is too short for us to not say certain things to someone, or to prevent ourselves from, going for it. If there's something we've been holding back that we really need to do or really need to say, and we've just held back because we've been too afraid, life's too short. If the decision is in alignment with what you value most, then go for it. It's a grand experiment, What I constantly ask myself this question, what could I do, regardless of what the outcome is going to be? What could I do that I could still be in alignment with my values? Because whether or not the outcome happens, I will be able to look in the mirror and I will say, yeah, I'm still in alignment with my truth and my values. I didn't sacrifice that on the altar of instant gratification, on the altar of trying to control or manipulate an outcome that I really have no control over. I'll give a brief example of some things that I'm sure many of us are also working with. And this Mercury retrograde has brought up for many of us things from the past that we are facing, that we are dealing with, that we thought maybe they were done. Maybe we didn't have to think about it anymore. And then the outside circumstance came in, couldn't control it. We've got to respond to it. How do we respond, right? I witnessed myself, I'm taking a certification class, and I witnessed myself in this certification class that, and it's for coaching, that I jumped in. We were doing some peer coaching, and it was 3 of us, a triad. And before I went into the class, I was like, I'm not going to be the first one to coach. I'm just not going to do it. And unfortunately, I just couldn't seem to stop myself. It seemed like an uncontrollable, even though I know I had a choice. Could have just kept my mouth shut. But no, here I went, head first. Thank you, Venus and Aries right now. I just dove in head first with, okay, I'll be the first to coach. And what I failed to do, not only did I fail to stop and pause and check in with myself, but I failed to check my ego at the door. And I watched myself like a terrible train wreck go into this session. And while there were some good points, you know, I could, it's like I was watching this happen, you know, in the background, where my ego was like, get it right, get it right. Nope, that's not right. Try again. And it was this constant inner critic going, are you getting it right? Are you doing that right? Maybe you need to do this right. And I never slowed myself down enough, was vulnerable enough to say, I need to take a moment. I need to take a break. This isn't working. I was too forward in my thinking. And I was so fixed in this mental model that I had to finish this, and that I had to finish it the way I started. Talk about having a full cup. No way you can fill an already full cup, right? Lesson learned. But that's what it is. It's a great learning experiment. Great opportunity for me to witness, hey, you know, you're human. These things happen. So I share that with you, that even though that is a very minor thing in the grand scheme of life, because we're all dealing with something epic, I'm sure, that hopefully it gives you some inspiration that things are going to come up, not to harm us, but to invite us into a deeper awareness, and to invite us into a greater understanding and a greater learning for ourselves. All right, I'll leave you with that. So we've got a couple of little pins on the map for you. Mercury is moving back into Aquarius on Wednesday. We've also, or excuse me, this week. We've got Venus moving into Taurus on Wednesday, and Mercury will dip back into Aquarius also on Wednesday. That is right. I'm just double checking my chart here. And so we've got some good movement happening. And also keep in mind, with Venus in Taurus, she is going to be beginning her trine to Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter and Mars. And so as that starts to happen, guess what? We may easily attract some long-term sustainable relationships, opportunities for creating a new reality, opportunities to have good conversation, maybe some income or financial things that have been stressing you out will start to flow again. So this can really offer us some good stuff. So I'm excited about Venus's move into Taurus late Wednesday, early Thursday. And when Mercury will go direct on the 9th, so next week, and we'll talk about that in my video next week. So we've got some good movement happening. So hang in there, guys, and just know I'm here if you need me, okay? Jamie at jamiedawn.com, when to listen, and thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting on these videos. I certainly hope that there's one little piece of information that just might resonate with you, and if it doesn't, let it go. Trust yourselves. That's all that matters. Okay, you guys, have such a great day.